Welcome back to What You Missed, a video game news show where I discuss articles that occurred within days to a week ago that you may have missed that are important to the video game industry and possibly to you. So there's this big story that's getting blown out of proportion by the news networks because the Nintendo Switch is a big hot product. And that streamlines into the news story that's circulating that there are Nintendo Switches warping real bad. And what they're doing is they're warping because they're overheating. Now here's the thing. If you take these news stories at face value and you only listen to the titles or maybe the thumbnails or maybe you go on the websites and you see, oh, Nintendo Switches are warping because they're overheating, you might instantly think, oh my god, here we go again, you know, some crazy stuff happening with the Nintendo Switch. But what ended up happening is that there was this guy, he had this issue, this extreme issue that he says no one else has had but him. Other people have reached out to him and asked him what his issue was with his bent Nintendo Switch and saying their own issues. Some people have some somewhat like warped Nintendo Switches, just not as bad as him. And what he shows in the video that I'm going to be showing in the background is that it's bent up pretty bad. His Nintendo Switch was overheated somehow and just bent in some way, shape, or form. And that is typically what happens when there's too much heat and it builds up, expands and contracts the metal, and that's why you get something bent up like this. But he did say that Nintendo has gone on to tell him that this seems to be an isolated incident, that they don't have a lot of these things happening.
They said it's likely an isolated incident, which is what I was trying to find out with my Reddit post.
And there are people coming out with posts saying that, oh yeah, I've had this happen. But this guy says that all the people who reached out to him said that it wasn't nearly to the degree that he had his bent. So pretty crazy, pretty nuts to see this happening. I did tests with my own. Again, I'll be showing that in the background, and made sure that mine wasn't bent up. And I've used mine quite a bit. Mine's a launch Switch, and I bought Zelda and I played it the time it came out, and it's been played every day for several hours since the Nintendo Switch has launched. So mine hasn't warped even in the slightest. This could be a very, very isolated incident, which means like not even collectively there's anyone who has had it as bad as this person has, which is pretty important to the longevity of the console. We don't want a repeat of the Xbox 360's Red Ring of Death, if you know what I'm saying. So this is pretty nuts to see how a lot of how a lot of people report on stories. You can tell the type of person that they are on the way that they do deliver the news to you. You know, if they're going to sit here and hype this thing up and then not even really detail it out in the story that this very well may be just an isolated incident, and try and ride out the possibility that, you know, oh my god, the Nintendo Switch is failing, you need to click this article right now. You know what I'm saying? A lot of clickbait out there, ladies and gentlemen. It's not going away anytime soon. Just be aware of what you're watching. Ladies and gentlemen, have you had any issues with your Nintendo Switch? Let me know your thoughts and comments in the section below. I've been your host, Protomario. I'm signing out as always. Good gaming, God bless, and stay cool.